In one of my latest videos, I talked about the secret of becoming a fast guitar player, and then a bunch of people commented something like, "There's only one secret, just practice." Yeah, that is right, but also wrong. Here's the problem. Most guitar players, they practice and still don't get better. I was one of them. Just practice. I'm sorry, that's wrong. Not that easy. Hey Guitar Champion, what's going on? I'm 𝗚𝙗𝙦𝙦𝙦 from my practice dojo, and today we're talking about why I practiced wrong for most of my career and the traps that kept me average. And at the end I will show you exactly how I designed a 1-hour practice session for maximum progress. Here we go. People are sometimes saying you just have to practice, but it's not that easy. Imagine you are going into the gym and your trainer is saying to you, just lift heavy weights. But if your squat form is off, you're not training strength, you're training dysfunction. I practiced, oh yeah, and let me tell you, I practiced a lot, but I reinforced bad habits. So here are the traps that kept me from leveling up. First trap:
ignorance is bliss.
Not knowing what is actually happening in your playing. I used to think I'm practicing, so I'm improving, but I wasn't aware of my real issue. Nowadays, I take 1 day per week where I analyze myself. And I analyze myself in 3 levels. Level number 1 is with a mirror. A mirror, like a tiny desk mirror, gives you instant feedback on what you are doing. Perfect if you want to change bad habits in your posture or in your general technique. Level number 2 is record yourself to analyze yourself on its sound and timing level. So for example, am I on the grip? Do I really play triplets, or do I play 2 fast notes and 1 slow note? Do I start at the 1? Do I know where my click is? All these kind of little things we can much better analyze when we record ourselves. And level number 3 is film yourself and then watch yourself in slow motion or frame by frame in some sort of video program. There we can perfectly see what we are actually doing in our mechanics. Am I doing a downward pick slant even though I should use the upward pick slant? Am I extending or flexing the wrist even though I should use rotational movement? Am I picking out of my elbow or out of my wrist? All these small details that sometimes we get missed when we're just practicing. Why is that so? Because our perception when we are practicing is extremely limited. We are focusing on the sound, on the right notes, on the timing, on all of these things combined. And of course, it's super easy to miss specific details here and there. And if terms like pick slanting, string skipping, and fast picking itself is something that you always wanted to conquer, then I highly recommend to check out the ZEN of Speedpicking, my big online masterclass about speed picking, where with more than 50 exercises, 10 etudes, and 5 workouts for everybody who does not have much time to practice, I'm going to show you all of my knowledge about speed picking. But not only the technique, also give you tons of licks that you can use as a blueprint for your next shred solo. So it's time to finally being able to play all your favorite solos from your guitar heroes with an ease. Then it's time to check out the ZEN of Speedpicking. And don't miss the chance to get the ZEN of Sweeping 50% off. For more information, check the link in the description box. And now, enough about advertising. Now we can continue with that video. I'm sorry, I have to make a living, but I'm also extremely proud of these products, so check the link in the description box because they are really good. So with all the awareness that I created because I analyzed myself, I realized, oh shit, there's a lot of things to do still. The better I get, the worse I get, because I more and more realize, okay, where are my issues, where are my problems? And I'm definitely not at the finish line yet. There's still so much to do, but I've improved in the last 5 years more than in the 10 years before that, where I already was a professional musician with a degree in my backpack. Trap number 2, mechanics first. I've changed the way I hold the pick, the way I hold the guitar, and my left-hand wrist angle, and everything in the last 2 years or 3 years, and even after almost 20 years of shredding. But why? Because biomechanics and neuroscience doesn't care about your ego and about how long you've played. And that's something where I really got into in the last couple of years. All the science behind what is happening here, how is it all combined, and it is super interesting, and it was super valuable for me because it changed a lot of my playing and in my students and all the things that I teach nowadays. And the good thing is you can apply 80% of all of that to everybody, because how our muscles work, how our brain works, how these signals from here are going to here or to here, it's the same in me, in you, in everybody. Maybe not my cats, but you and me, It's the same. Big concepts like Nikolai Bernstein's degree of freedom problem helped me a lot to realize the more unnecessary movement you add, the harder coordination becomes. And as soon as I took some time changing certain habits, I instantly felt it in my hand synchronization, in my speed, in my endurance, in nearly everything with the right and the left hand. If you're interested in all the nerd stuff and the science stuff about biomechanics and neuroscience, then check out the Biomechanics of Speedpicking, my free ebook. It's for free. No money here to make. It's for free. It's something that I want to give to everybody. A free downloadable ebook that you can find in the link in the description box. So what I want to say here is sometimes it is absolutely fine to hit the reset button and start all over with a new and proper technique. I've seen it in myself. I've seen it in so many students, even professional touring musicians, that changing habits are difficult, but it's possible, and it will definitely bring you to the next level. Trap number 3, and that was probably the biggest trap for me. Practicing a lot without focus. Quantity over quality. During my time at Jazz University, I've practiced around 6 to 8 hours nearly every day. And honestly, most of that time was useless. Because I never really focused on one thing. I kept switching licks, in the next minute learning new scales like Messier mode number 3, then arpeggios, then watching YouTube tutorials, then going back to licks, and so on and so on and so on. Real progress started when I started to commit to one element. That does not mean, as we can see later in my practice routine that I've designed here for you, that we only have to practice one thing, but we will focus for a longer time on one specific thing. How much that longer time? For me, it is 6 weeks. In the 6-week period, I felt the best to improve, but also stay motivated. After 6 weeks, it felt more like I'm just doing repetition. Nothing is improving anymore and I'm stagnating. My system now is that for 6 weeks, every day I committed 25 minutes for one core element or mechanic to fix. That could be anything. 6 week hand synchronization. The next 6 week tapping, the next 6 weeks sweeping, the next 6 weeks timing and phrasing and whatnot. So it could be every musical parameter, just the most important thing here is to focus on it. And 6 weeks seems to be long in the beginning, but compared to 20 years of practicing, 6 weeks is nothing. Next trap, doing deep practice sessions when your brain is cooked. My core focus session always happens in the morning as the first thing that I do. Because later, after work, doing content, live, recording solos, recording stuff, my nervous system, my brain hear these things, they are fried. Everything is tired and I just do things, but I cannot focus on the correct things. In the evening, I can do the fun stuff, learning songs without any pressure. I can play, jam along, but deep work always in the morning. And the last trap is motivation itself. Just practice more is the similar advice like just eat less when you are on a diet. Yes, on paper that's correct. But in real life, motivation is something so personal, something so unique and individual. And for me, I had to figure out what motivates me. I need clear goals, clear rules, clear timings. I need a clear structure where just following orders, basically my own orders of today I'm practicing this, today I want to work on this. Okay, for the next 6 weeks, every day in the morning, I do this constantly. When I switch too quickly, I want to learn this, I want to learn this, I want to do this and that and this and that, I fall back into bad habits and will not improve at all, like I haven't improved in the past. And this can totally be different for you. There we are not the same. So find out what motivates yourself more. And especially in times where we get distracted so easily by YouTube, by work, by life, by cats, by food, by whatnot. Because if practice is only pain, it doesn't last. Alright, and now let's come to the 1 hour practice blueprint. So if you have a job and if you don't have much time on your hand, when you have 1 hour, you can get so much out of this hour, in my opinion, in my experience as a teacher. Again, this can be shifted individually, but for example, warm up, I try to keep it short and simple and maybe combine warm up section with theory. For example, that you're going through a new fingering for a specific scale or something like that, because there your brain is mostly still active, not tired yet. Now, not after your 1 hour practice session, your brain is still capable to perform tasks on this kind of level. I personally nearly never warm up, only for shows, but that's not something that I would recommend. I don't have to warm up anymore too much because all the movements that I'm doing is so second nature for me after 20 years. Warming up isn't necessarily needed anymore for me, but again, that's for me. I wouldn't recommend it for you. Most important are the first 25 minutes, in my opinion, of that 1-hour practice session, because I would dedicate these first 25 minutes to the core focus element that you want to change in the next 6 weeks. Like, for example, practicing a specific picking lick. Stick to that lick. Do that one lick for the next 6 weeks. Do it with all the different ways to practice that I'm teaching here on this channel. Again, to repeat myself so many times now on this channel, it's not important what you're practicing, it's more important how you're practicing. And you can have your practice routine extremely diverse on how you are practicing, but what you are practicing should stick for the next 6 weeks. Then I would recommend 15 minutes of something musical. Work on your phrasing, work on your timing, learn a specific solo. And the last 15 minutes, do the fun stuff. Do something where you just play a riff that you really like or a song that you really like, something that makes fun for you, where you can just simply relax. Turn on the backing track, start noodling, do the things where no focus is needed. This is the fun stuff. Don't practice hard, don't practice smart. Practice hard and smart with awareness, patience, dedication, and focus. This is not only the key for the Lamborghini, it's also the manual that teaches you how to drive that stupid thing, so the next time when you drive a curve, you will not run the Lamborghini into the next street light. Alright, so much for today's video. Let me know, what is the one core element, the one thing that you want to focus on in the next 6 weeks? Let me know in the comment section, and I hope you like this little video. If you like it, then feel free to leave a like, leave a subscribe. I hope I'm going to see you in my next video. I wish you a lot of fun learning, practicing, and mastering the guitar. Cheers! And power your progress. Bye.